You move over a little bit. You put this either that way or this way. Put this in the right way.
We'll hit the pause on that.
Let it play for
Let it play for a little bit.
about 5 minutes. See if anybody come in on the live.
So we grab the links, throw it in the chat room.
Plug that in. Oh, you charged up?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You charged up?
I have 44. Yeah. But I got an Android. I don't know if it's an Android charger.
Let me see, live stream. Figure how to mute this thing. Oh, maybe I hit the mic.
Open up link.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. We got Nathan. Shalom, Nathan. Yeah, put a comment in there too. Make sure you put a comment in the chat. Yeah, everybody put a comment in the chat. Like the videos. Hit your subscribe button. Put a comment in the chat and like the video. You heard? And that helps with the algorithm or algorithm. How you say it?
I don't even know right now.
You don't know?
I usually know it too. I don't know why. It's either
algorithm. Yeah, it helps with the algorithm.
I don't know why it's taking a long time to load up.
Yeah, I told because that the Wi-Fi down here is not that it's kind of low messed up.
Right. Okay.
But if y'all got any questions, in the chat, we're going live, so we just gonna do a quick Q&A.
Okay, right here. Comment.
You could just say shalom. I'm saying you could just say shalom. You know what I'm saying?
Shalom, my friend.
Yeah, But the comment, all that helps with the algorithm. The the likes, the comments. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas algorithm.
Mm-hmm. That all helps with it. and that makes well, YouTube pushes it so where more people will watch it.
Yeah, my mom said a long time to get up.
Oh, so it's on a delay.
Delay.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this live thing from now on because then the videos are gonna go up because you see how I be with the videos. Yo, because it's hard to upload them videos after you record them, and then because if you go past the hour, it is. So I gotta keep them underneath an hour.
Right.
So I gotta edit them down. You know what I'm saying, to an hour, then upload them to YouTube because it take. But the file, if it's too big, like if it's if it's too big, it takes forever, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I try to upload that video from Saturday from camp.
Oh yeah, that was a long one.
Yeah, I did it all day. It wouldn't go up. I did that all day yesterday, man. Waiting, just sitting by waiting for this thing to go up. And then when it was finally over, it said it was an error. That's what I hate. I hate that when they do that, man. You upload a video and then you wait hours, and then at the end they be like error.
Oh,
you got to do it over. Yeah. So if y'all got any questions, man, you can bring. You can cut that off too.
Hit the screen, it should pop up. Yeah, and then just pause it. Hit the pause.
Yeah, right. Get a little bit of oil. Yeah, I'm trying to put the oil, man.
I don't know why the joint ain't popping up on my
What's that?
On my live. Like even this shit, I don't even watch these people.
Yeah,
they live popped up on my shit. Oh, there you go.
Still ain't moving.
There you go.
Yeah, lower that.
That's the connection to the server timed out. Trying to trade.
I mean, don't worry about it. If you can't get it up, don't worry about it,
Don't
bro.
worry about it.
Yeah.
I just get out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're about to get into this class, so
Yeah. Come on. All right.
y'all got questions, bring them out now.
You got something lined up?
Nah, I mean, I could go into something, but if y'all don't have no question, I'll find something to go into. Usually I'll just open the book up, flip the page, and just start from there,
Yeah.
I go on the spirit.
I was just in I think I was in Joel 2:2. Let's see.
Yeah, I was going down in the song a little bit.
Hold that on my phone.
Okay, yeah. So we was having a discussion recently about how it's gonna play out as far as with the chariots and who's going on those chariots and how we're gonna be judged in like the wilderness.
Right.
And how does that work? We recently had a discussion on that because some people had different
Different viewpoints.
viewpoints or understandings on what exactly is gonna happen there.
Let's go to the book of Jeremiah. Yeah. Give me Revelations. Let's see, 1 second.
Jeremiah, Revelation.
Yeah, I'll give you the chapter and verse in a second. I believe it's Revelation, the 11th chapter though. I'm trying to find the one in Jeremiah. Yeah, I think that's Revelations 11:11. Read that, what it says.
Okay. This is Book of Revelation.
You said it was a scripture in Joel though?
No,
Dealing with that?
no.
Oh, that was something else.
Yeah, that was something else.
Okay,
Yeah,
alright.
I was reading that and it sparked my mind.
Okay, all
I
right.
need to think about. Because I think the Joel 2:2 talked about that day
Mm-hmm.
as far as, being darkness and gloomy. And
Right.
whatnot.
Read that Revelation.
Yeah, read that.
All right. This is Book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days.
You can read a little louder too, bro.
Oh, okay. Slow. This is the Book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half.
Right. So that 3 days and a half. Y'all remember the breakdown of that?
3 days and a half.
Is it like the beginning of life? I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, you all the way wrong, brother. Where you get that from? Where you get that from?
What is it?
You just freestyling?
Yeah, I mean,
Man, don't freestyle, man. You got to know it. 3 days and a half.
1,000 years? 3,000 years?
Nah.
Was it 3,000 years?
Is it like his resurrection?
Nah,
the third day?
nah, brother. 3 days and a half is talking about 350 years.
350 years.
Right. And like I broke this down before. We had class on this before. So either you're not going over your notes, or something going on, brother. This supposed to be sealed in your mind, right?
Yeah.
Because we went over this. You was here when we broke down the book of Daniel's, right? When we went over Daniel's, the 70 weeks of years and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about it then. But the 3 days and a half is talking about 350 years. Like from 1620 to 1970. Which is 3 days and a half. Like I said, it's 350 years. All right. And you're gonna see that that theme all throughout the scriptures. Well, not all throughout the scriptures, but you're gonna see it a lot in the book of Revelations, in the book of Daniel's, right? It's gonna talk about 3 days and a half. It's gonna talk about a time and a times, a time and a times, and a dividing of times. Right? Let's go to the book of Daniel's real quick. Daniel, hold up. Read Daniel's 12. Yeah, 12 and start from verse 12. I mean start from verse 1.
Verse 1.
The point is in verse 7, but we're gonna break this whole chapter down. Go ahead.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 12.
Now, real quick, do y'all know who is speaking in the book of Daniel? Or what angel is this that's speaking?
Angel speaking.
Right, or not in the book of Daniel, but in the book of in the chapter, the 12th chapter.
Michael?
No, it's Yahweh Shai.
Oh, Yahweh Shai.
Right, Yahweh Shai. If you go to the 10th chapter, right? Go to the 10th chapter and start at the first verse.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 1. In the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar.
Right, Belteshazzar.
Belteshazzar.
Right, so Daniel in the Hebrew is what? How you say Daniel in Hebrew?
You say Daniel in Hebrew?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nah, brother. Nah, that's not how you say Daniel. Daniel in Hebrew is Dan Ya'ala. Dan, right?
Don.
Dan, which means judge. And Allah, anytime you see El, Daniel, Ezekiel,
Yeah.
that EL, that's Allah in the Hebrew. All right. So Daniel is Dan Ya'ala. Okay. Right. The judge of the Most High, or the Most High is the judge. Right. So now, read that again.
In the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar.
Right, Belteshazzar, which his name was changed to that. His name is Daniel, but remember when he was taken into captivity with Israel, right? The Babylonians, what they did was they basically took all of the top scholars or the learned men and the wise men of Israel, right? And the architects, the top masons, they brought them all to Babylon. You understand? All the wise men, they brought them to Babylon. And Daniel, when he went to Babylon, he was young. He probably was he could have been 11, 12 years old when he went there. You know what I'm saying? And him and the other 3 young men, which was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? Those were the ones that was thrown into the furnace of fire. Okay, and they were all young, and they lived in Babylon their whole life. You know what I'm saying? Daniel was there. We know that he was there when the 70 years was up, according to the prophecy, that Israel was going to be brought into captivity under the Babylonians for 70 years, right? And then it was going to be up. All right. But go ahead, read on.
And the thing was true, but the time appointed was long. And he understood the thing and had understanding of the vision. In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks.
Right. So Daniel, the Most High gave him that blessing, that prophetic blessing. He was able to interpret, and read dreams. Right. You had not just dreams, but the Most High was dealing with him on a certain type of level. And the king of Babylon and these Persian kings and because it went from Babylon to the Medo-Persian Empire and so forth. They all used Daniel's gifts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead.
And let's start verse 2 again. In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant bread, neither there came flesh nor wine in my mouth. Neither did I anoint myself at all till 3 whole weeks were fulfilled.
Right. So he's saying that he was fasting.
Wow.
For 3 whole weeks. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And in the 24th day of the 1st month, as I was by the side of the great river, which is Hiddekel, then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen.
Right, stop. What man was that?
Oh, Yahushua.
Yahushua. He was clothed in linen. This was he was an angelic being. He didn't know him as Yahushua. He just saw this image of an angelic being. Go ahead.
Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz.
Right. He had, and when you read this scripture right here, what is this? Daniel's 10 and 5.
10 and 5.
When you read this scripture right here, you link this up with Revelations, the first chapter, the 13th verse. It links up perfectly. You know, so they saw just like John saw this vision, saw the not a vision, it was action. He saw Yahushua. You understand? Daniel saw Yahushua, right? Daniel didn't know that was Yahushua. John knew it was Yahushua. Daniel just thought. Remember, Daniel lived before Christ came on the scene.
All right.
So they just knew him as an angelic being, right?
Oh.
When he will present himself as a messenger of the Most High in his angelic form. Go ahead.
Verse 6. His body also was like the beryl.
Right, the beryl. Okay, I heard somebody broke this down wrong. I forgot what they said it was, but beryl means green. When you look up the word beryl, it means green. So what was it talking about? It wasn't talking about his actual skin. It was talking about his clothes that he was wearing. So he had a green garment on. That's why if you look at some of the old pictures that brothers used to do in One West, you'll see they always put Yahushua with a green garment.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? That green garment. You know, that's why like Masha, y'all know about the elder Masha.
Oh.
That was Masha's favorite color. Anytime you see a picture with Masha or he gonna have green on. He loved that green, man. You know? Huh? Yeah, he loved that green.
In the morning.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 6. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning.
Right. Why did it say lightning? Because his face shine. The scriptures say wisdom maketh the man's face to shine. Right. When Moses came down from the mountain, it said that his face shined so bright, the people were afraid of him. They ran from him.
Pretty much like blinding them.
Right. It was like he had this aura around him. Meaning Yahushua had this aura. This angel had this aura. And again, this angel was Yahushua. Go ahead.
And his eyes as lamps of fire.
Right. And you read that in the book of Revelations. How his eyes was as a flame of fire. Meaning he had the whites of his eyes were flaming red. Go ahead.
And his arms and his feet.
And his arms and his feet. Go ahead.
Like in color.
Right, like in color. So these Christians talking about color is not in the Bible, or
Right.
Christ didn't have a color. Right? Color don't matter. It's telling you right there. It's like in color.
Color to brass.
Go ahead.
Like in color to polished brass.
Like in color to polished brass. Read on.
And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
Right, that many waters. Again, you read the same description is given to you in the book of Revelations, the first chapter and the 13th verse.
Right.
The very same exact description, man. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision. For the men that were with me saw not the vision.
Right. They saw not the vision. And this is similar to what we was going over a couple weeks ago. We was talking about Paul. How Paul saw the vision. He saw Yahushua and he heard him speak. But it said the men that was with him, they didn't hear him.
Right.
They didn't hear his voice. You know what I'm saying? They all they heard was thunder. You know? Go ahead.
It says, and I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Therefore I was left alone, and saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me, for my comeliness was turned in me into corruption, and I retained no strength.
Read on.
Yet heard I the voice of his words. And when I heard the voice of his words, then was I in a deep sleep on my face, and my face toward the ground.
Right. That's how he prayed. He prayed with his face towards the ground. And there's different ways you could pray. You know, you could pray standing, like scriptures say, always lift up holy hands. You lift up your hands, man. You can pray, totally prostrated on the ground. You know, like straight up, laid out on the ground. There's different ways you could pray.
Stuff like that.
Well, not necessarily like the Muslims, but I mean, get them out of your head, man.
Yeah.
You could do it like different, like I said, you could stand up, you could sit down and pray. There's different ways you could pray. You know what I'm saying? You don't, not like the Christian, you don't get on your knees and, put your hands together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's, the Muslims, man, they a little gay with their prayers, man, if you ask me.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a book on that too, man. It talks about how their prayers are a little homosexuality is mixed in that, man.
That's crazy.
They line up, and you got dude with his butt right in your face, man, while you praying, man.
Oh, nah, that's crazy.
You never seen Muslims pray?
Yeah, I've seen them. Like they go
congregate and pray. No, I'm talking about like in Mecca or in the masjid or whatever.
I mean, not in real life, but I've seen it like on TV.
Yeah. Well, you see how close they are?
Yeah,
close. Man, they close as hell, man.
Yeah,
you over here bowing down, dude. He 1 foot away from you, 1 foot away from your butt, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then they have a section of they got the women's over here.
I mean, that's they should have that. That's that's pretty much on point. But I'm saying like the way their whole they turn their neck and all this other stuff. That's not in the scripture.
Yeah, because they be doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know what all that about.
Yeah, well, they turn their head towards
from jump. I don't know if that's all about though. It's crazy.
Yeah, but when I'm saying about prayer, there's different ways to pray. You know what I'm saying? You could prostrate yourself. You could stand up. It's time and place, and it's also about how much humility you're gonna show for the Most High, right? Or there's certain times, man, when you just lay all the way out.
Yeah.
Like you totally lay on your stuff all like just like the Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just lay on the ground and just pray. Sometimes you go, just bow down, right? Just bow down and pray. There's different ways, man. It's all about the spirit, and how the spirit is moving with you at that time, But you don't want to do the same thing over and over, because then it becomes repetition. The same thing with prayer. You don't want your prayer to be repetition. You want to pray from the heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to pray from the heart. You might throw up certain prayers, like the Our Father prayer or certain other prayers, right? You throw them up, but you want to really pray from the heart. All right. Go
ahead. Verse 10. And behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright. For unto thee I am now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling.
Mm-hmm.
Then said he unto me.
Verse where you at?
I'm on verse 12 right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Then he said unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God.
Right, hold on. Do y'all know that scripture where it says in a deep sleep and falling upon, I think it says deep sleep falling upon then the Most High opened the ears of men and seals their instructions. I thought it was 30. I thought it was Psalms 33. But it could be another chapter, verse 33. If y'all know where it's at in the chat, y'all could type it in.
Oh.
Look up sealeth their instruction, or open the ears of men. Look that up. Is it 1533? Let me see. Or it could be Job. Let me go to Job. Yeah.
33.
Yeah, it is Job. Job 33:15.
33:15.
Yeah, get that.
33:15.
Yeah, get that. Hold that though. But finish in Daniel's.
33:15.
Verse 12. Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thy heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard.
Right, from the very first day. So sometimes the Most High will hear your prayers right away, but he may not answer them right away. You know, but he hears them, right? This is what happened with Daniel. Go ahead.
And to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words.
Mm-hmm.
But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 120 days.
Right, 120 days. What does that mean? But the prince of the king of Persia withstood me 120 days. Huh?
Right. I heard the breakdown of something. I know he was battling somewhere. He was battling
Yeah.
before he got there, right?
Who that?
Yahushua in
He was
angelic
what?
form. He was battling
Right,
somewhere else.
right. That's what he just said. But where was he battling at? He was battling in this dude's mind,
Dude, mine.
in the Prince of Persia's mind. He was getting him to do something that he didn't want to do.
Okay,
Right? He was getting him to do something that to do something, right?
Right.
That's why he said, read it again, verse 13.
Verse 13. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me.
So that's showing you this dude had a strong mind
Wow.
to even where Yahweh Shai was trying to get him to do something, but he was what? He was fighting against it. He withstood it. Right? And this is the same thing what happens with us in this truth. Right? You got demons that's trying to go into your mind. That's trying to mess with your spirit, man, in your mind, right? To get you to do things that normally you wouldn't do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta withstand them. You gotta battle them, you know. But go ahead.
Says but the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 120 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me.
Right. He had to go get Michael, man.
Archangel.
The archangel. This how this and this king of Persia, he had some strong demons on him, man. You know what I'm saying? He had a strong mind, man. Right? Where he was able to withstand Yahweh Shai tapping into his brain to get him to do something. And Yahweh Shai had to go and get Michael, the archangel, one of the chief archangels, to help him take this man's mind and get him to do something that he wasn't planning on doing. Right? Go ahead.
Says, but the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 120 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia.
Right. Read Job now. Job 33, verse 15.
I got you. This is the book of Job, chapter 15.
33,
Salakia. This is the book of Job, chapter 33, verse 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbering upon the bed. Verse 16. Then he openeth the ears of men.
Right. Then he openeth the ears of men when they sleep.
Wow.
The Most High opens your ears. Go ahead.
And sealeth their instruction.
And sealeth their instructions. This is what Yahweh Shai was doing. He was trying to seal the instructions to this king, but the king was this king of Persia, but he was withstanding him. Meaning he's showing you he had a strong mind. You know, men, even the other nations in the ancient world, they had a much stronger mind than they do now. Most of these people's minds today are just mush.
Yeah.
They're like mush, man. They're like Play-Doh. You can take their brain and just, squish it, right? Because there's nothing in there. There's nothing in their brains, man. TV dumbs you down. All this social media really dumbs you down. Yeah. People go into the you can see people on social media, they'll be up there for hours on end looking at, Facebook pages and all this crap. And they're not learning anything. If you're following people that have no substance, you need to stop following them, man.
All right. That's true.
If they're not at least posting something that you could learn from, then what the hell you need to follow them for, man? If you just posting pictures, I'm not following you, man.
All right.
I'm gonna eventually be like, man, I'm deleting this person. Delete, unfollow. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's all you doing is posting pictures or posting your food, I don't want to look at that. I mean, sometimes it'd be good. I'll be like, my sister do that. I'll be like, yo, what restaurant is that? They sold beef ribs. She told what to this. They had ribs. I was like, yo, them ribs look. I was like, yo, they got beef ribs. She was like, yeah. It's like, all right, I'm about to go there one day. Man, other than that, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean.
Learn something. You just learn.
I want to learn something.
Yeah, learn something.
That's family, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about, man, you tell your sister, man, all you do is post pictures, man. I don't want to see that. Yeah. Unfollow, delete, unfriend your ass. Yeah. We ain't telling y'all to unfriend your family, but I'm talking about these wicked ass, they all not wicked, but these people that you don't even know, man.
Right. Posting all.
Yeah, that's posting stupid stuff, man. Look, man, I ain't following you, man. Get out of here.
Yeah. That's true. Like, you gotta learn from.
Yeah, if you ain't putting nothing up there that's gonna benefit me. Or even if I know it already, like at least is confirming certain things, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's confirmation. Not just because somebody's an Israelite, man, you gonna follow. Nah, man, if you ain't posting legitimate content, I'm gonna unfollow you, man. I don't give a damn who you is, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. Finish that out.
Verse 17. That he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man.
Right. So verse 33, verse 15, Job 33, verse 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instructions, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. Go to Proverbs 21 and 1.
Gotcha.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in his hand.
Right, the king's heart. Heart means what?
Like your mind, right?
Your mind, brother. All right, that's what lab it means. Lab in Hebrew means heart or mind.
Or
right? Lab.
Like L-A?
L-A-B.
L-A-B.
Lab. That means your heart. All right. Or your mind, right? That's where your heart is in your mind, man. Right. So it says the king's heart is in his hand, is in the hand of the Lord or in the hand of Yahweh. Meaning he could turn your mind and have you do what he wants you to do. Go ahead.
Let's see. Of the Lord as the rivers of water. He turneth it whatever or whatsoever he will.
Right, whithersoever he will. Read on verse 2.
Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts.
Right, but the Lord, Yahweh, pondereth the hearts, meaning he knows what's in your heart. Right, so it says every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but Yahweh pondereth the hearts, meaning he knows what's in your heart. Every way is right in an old man's heart, in his own eyes, right? But the Most High knows your heart. Sometimes you could deal with a brother and he might feel some type of way about you, right? Or think you did him wrong intentionally, right? But the Most High knows your heart. The Most High knows you didn't mean to, offend this brother,
God.
right? The Most High knows your heart, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might go off, commit sins and so forth. But the Most High knows your heart, right? He knows that if you're gonna regret it or not. He knows if you're gonna repent or not. He knows if you're gonna overcome that. You gotta overcome everything, man. Right in this world, man. Go back to Daniel's. Daniel's verse 14.
Chapter 10.
Yeah.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 14. Now I am come to make thee understand what shall befall thy people in the latter days.
Right, in the latter days. What days are we in?
In the latter days,
We in the latter days, man. That's why, like that dude that came up to the camp. This is what it's about. It's about the latter days. He was there, yeah. He was, but you wasn't there the whole thing.
Right.
But you was there in the beginning, right?
Yeah, in the beginning.
He was saying that
that the scriptures were written before.
Yeah, that's why they got a whole relevance to this today.
Right.
Because it was written for the latter days. It was written for now. You know what I'm saying? Even though the prophecies or certain things happened back then, they were really written for our time. They were written for us now, for our learning. Right? Go ahead.
So
read verse 14 again.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 14. Now I am come to make thee understand what shall befall thy people in the latter days. For yet the vision is for many days.
For yet the vision, meaning these prophecies, are yet for many days, over 2,000 years, right? And over 3 days, right? 3 days to the Lord. The scriptures say a day with the Lord is 1,000 years. So it was over 2,000 years, right? And over 3 days for the Lord. Okay, that's good. Go back to 12, chapter 12, verse 1.
It's the book of Daniel.
So now when you read from the 10th chapter, this is all the prophecy, right? For the 10th chapter, 11th chapter, the 12th chapter. Who is speaking? Yahweh Shai.
Oh, okay, about prophecy.
Right. He was the angel. He's the angel that came to Daniel in the 10th chapter. The same angel is speaking. He's speaking these prophecies to him. The 10th chapter, the 11th chapter, and the 12th chapter. You understand? So let's read.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
Right, that's Michael the archangel. All right, the great prince was standing for the children of thy people. And the thing about the right, because the scriptures, it tells you in the Apocrypha that there's 7 archangels. All right, we know the names of the scriptures give you the names of 4, right? Which is Michael, right? Which is Michael is Mayaka Allah, which means in the Hebrew is one who is like the Most High, one who is like the power, one who is like the Most High, right? So you have Mayaka Allah, Michael, Raphael, which is Rapha Ya Allah, which is the healing the healing of the Most High, right? Rapha. You have Gabriel, which is Gabar Ya Allah. Gabar is the warrior of the Most High, right? Michael, Raphael, Uriel. I forgot how you say Uriel. Uriel. Anybody know how to say Uriel in Hebrew in the chat? But let me see if I got it written down somewhere. I forgot how to say that one. But the point is that that all the 4 archangels, right? They all have characteristics of the Most High. You understand? Those are characteristics of the Most High. And then there's actually 7 archangels, right? we know the names of four, which in the New Testament, I mean in the old, what they call the Old Testament, Michael, Raphael, Uriel, and Gabriel. And then we went over before how Yahweh Shai was also one of those archangels. He was one. He is one of the 7 archangels. You understand? But huh?
I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's one of the 7 archangels. And when you read the scriptures, just like you read in Daniel's, the book of Daniel's, he never gives his name in the book of Daniel's.
So it's kind of like for a mystery for like others, I believe.
Right. It's a mystery of what his name, what this archangel, right, which was Yahweh. We know now that it's Yahweh Shai, but it was like a mystery, right? He would never tell them his name. He would never say his name, right? But anyway, let's read on.
I'll start one again.
Come.
The book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Right, that time is coming. That's that thermonuclear destruction. That's a time of trouble that has never been seen on this planet ever before. Right? That thermonuclear destruction. That's that time of trouble. It's going to be worse than the flood. All right? It's going to be worse than the flood.
I can't even imagine that.
Read on.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered.
And at that time, our people going to be delivered. So this is going into your question, right?
God.
So now, when is this going to happen? When that time of trouble, right, which is going to be that thermonuclear destruction, man. And even prior to that, there's going to be, and the scriptures say this, right? It's the scriptures say that that in the days of Noah, so shall also be. I'm loosely paraphrasing it, but he said in the days, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the day that Yahweh shall return. Right? He said they shall be eating, marrying, giving in marriage. So it's not like it's gonna be chaos all over the planet, right? But there's gonna be chaos all over the planet. But it might be like you have one city that's gonna be burning, right? As far as riots and military, but then you might have another city that's calm and peaceful. So it's gonna be outbreaks all over, right? Like a woman that travails in childbirth. It's not gonna just be total chaos all everywhere that you go. No, there's gonna be places where it's gonna be calm and people gonna be living normal, right? Or as normally as they can.
Wow.
But then you're gonna have other places that's gonna be just totally chaotic, riots, right? You look at Colombia right now. Colombia, if you watch the news, or they got a whole there's a media blackout. So y'all gotta stop watching CNN, stop watching this fake news, these fake news networks, man, and go and find other sources of news. You know what I'm saying? Go find other sources of news, man, and see what's going on all around the world. In the state of Israel, them so-called Jews and the Palestinians are going at it right now. Hardcore, hard body. You know what I'm saying? Colombia, the government out there is going crazy against their own people. You got Canada. Canada's that's right across the border from America. That they basically shutting everybody down, going door to door and saying, look, you got to take this vaccine or you can't leave your house.
Yeah, they're doing that already. Jeez.
That's in Canada. They've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing, you gathering with people. Nah, they ain't doing none of that. Right? The only thing that's saving this place right here is that Constitution. That Constitution that gives everybody, the freedom of speech, the freedom to travel and so forth. That's why they want to destroy that Constitution. They want to destroy that piece of paper. Right? That's why this dude Biden, he said no amendment is basically guaranteed. He said that. He said no amendment is absolute. That was his exact word. He said, no amendment is absolute. What do you mean?
Right. Crazy, man. He getting worse and worse, man.
So what they want to do is they want to take guns away from everybody.
Right. Guns away.
They want to take all the guns.
Man,
See, what dictators do is they take all the weapons first, right? They'll take all the people's guns, so that way you can't fight them. You can't fight the government, right? This is why they want to defund the police. They don't want to do away with a military police force, right? They want to get rid of these these unionized police forces, right? That these district cops, right? That only respond to one district. And no, they want to have an international police force, which is going to be a military police force. You know what that means? Like right now, who controls the police in your state or in your town? Your mayor, right? Or each mayor controls that police force, right? So if you in Hampden, the mayor of Hampden controls the Hampden police.
Gotcha.
Then you go to New Haven, the mayor of New Haven controls the New Haven police. They want to do away with that because the Hampden mayor could say, well, I want to do it this way. New Haven say, I want to do it that way, right? So and they got checks down. Now you have what they call checks and balances. So how do they get rid of the checks and balances, right? They create all these fake things in the media to where people are so mad at the cops that they want to defund the cops and get rid of the police. Why? So they could get rid of that system and have a total military police force. Guess who's going to control that?
Government.
Not just the government, Biden. So he could sit on his little throne and say, I want the cops to lock down the country. Right? Do this, do that.
So pretty much Biden is going to have
Biden and whoever's controlling him behind the scenes. What?
No, I was going to say pretty much Biden is going to have the full authority of the military police.
Well, he already has the authority of the military. He don't have the authority of the police. You know, the commander in chief. That's why they call him the commander in chief. The president of the United States has full control of the military.
So he could tell them, I just want you to kill number of black people and just.
I mean, you say black people. First of all, they're not right Israelites, but they want to get rid of anybody that opposes them. Right?
Even their own people.
Even their own people that want to fight and keep what they call America standing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a black or white thing with these people, man. It's about, if you bow down and worship Satan, they're gonna accept you, brother. You know what I'm saying? All these celebrities that worship the devil, they accept them. They're part of their army. So they're gonna take them in. Yeah, you one of us. But all of y'all that refuse to bow down to Satan, right? That refuse to bow to Satan, we coming for you. Before we come for you, we gonna make sure you don't have nothing to defend yourself. So we coming for those guns, right? Then they gonna do what? They gonna come. See, right now they're trying to bankrupt everybody. Soon there's gonna be within Biden's administration. There's gonna be another war. He's not, and they're gonna, and he might not even live because he's so old. He might die at just old age. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? He might just croak, right? And then who you gonna have up in there? Kamala Harris, right? Which is nothing but a demon, man. And one thing I read this years ago, right? Years ago, I read this because I was heavily into reading a lot of Illuminati books or books about the Illuminati, shall I say? And they brought out how this was before even I forgot what book I read it in, but they brought out how this is before a female president was even thought of, right? Was even ever mentioned in the media or anything like that, before Barack and all that. But anyway, they brought out how the elites, the Illuminati, they want to bring in the New World Order underneath a woman, right? And then when I read that, I started noticing, I started seeing all around the world, all these different leaders, these countries began nominating women as their president. You know, if you look at the last 10 years, right? If you look at the last 10 years, you'll see all, like, you have what is it? In Germany, they put a prime minister, a female. She's been doing that for a minute now, right? In different parts in Africa, they started putting women up as the leaders. You know, different parts around the world, they started putting these women as, you know, the president, prime ministers, this, that, and the other, because they want to bring the new world order underneath a woman, because it's all symbolism with these people, man. Everything they do is based upon satanic worship and symbolism. All right. But anyway, let's read on.
You got what's names in there too.
Okay, Wormwood. The brother asked a question. He said, what does Revelations 8, read that real quick. Revelations 8, 11. Chapter 8, verse 10 and 11.
Gotcha. 8 and 11.
8, verse 10.
All right. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 8, verse 10.
Give me this baby water, brother.
And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven.
Right, go ahead.
Burning as it were a lamp,
Mm-hmm.
and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of water.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of the stars is called Wormwood.
Right, wormwood.
Yeah.
Right, wormwood. Which is, it's talking about the bombs, brother. It's talking about the nuclear bombs, the nuclear missiles. All right.
Okay.
No, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Go back to Daniel's.
Wow. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 12. Start at 1 again.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Right, meaning there's going to be a time that this world has never seen before. That's the type of destruction that's coming. It's a destruction that has never been seen on this planet ever. Go ahead.
And at that same time, thy people shall be delivered.
And at the same time, thy people going to be delivered, meaning simultaneously. That's why the scriptures say, you know, we're going to scarcely be saved. We're going to scarcely be saved.
Yeah, makes sense.
Meaning when Yahweh shine the angels, and all this is going to happen simultaneously. It's going to take 60 minutes for this whole place to be destroyed, take this man down, right? And it's going to happen. Everything's going to happen simultaneously. Go ahead.
And at that same time, thy people shall be delivered.
And at that same time, thy people shall be delivered. Hold that. Go back to the Revelations and read 11 and 11 again.
11.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into
them. So now 3 days and a half, again, it's talking about 350 years. All right. And that's basically from 1620 to 1970. All right. That in 1970 is really when the bulk of the truth came out. All right. That's when you had the elders and so forth of the original One West set up the school and teach a whole bunch of brothers. That's when you get all these different camps out now. All right. All these different organizations that's out there teaching all came from that one West camp. All right. Right. The original One West. Go ahead. Read that again. And after 3 days.
And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them.
Right. The spirit of life is this Bible, this truth. Right. These laws, statutes, and commandments. Understanding the book. getting the deep, dark secrets of this book. That began in really in 1970. Go ahead.
And they stood upon their feet.
And they stood upon their feet, meaning Israel. We began to stand upon our feet. Prior to that, what was we doing? We was laying down. You know, we was bowing down to Esau. We was laying down to him. Anything that he did, we just went along with it. Go ahead.
And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
The great fear that's fallen upon them which saw us is who? No, brother.
Oh, no.
And great fear fell upon them which saw them. Right? You have two thems in there. Great fear fell upon them which saw them. So great fear fell upon really the other nations. That's the them. That's the first them. Right? The other nations, specifically Esau and the other nations. Right? The so and for edification purposes for people watching, you have Esau, the so-called white man, the Chinese, the Japanese, the African, the Arab. Those are the other nations. So it said, and great fear fell upon them, the other Esau and the other nations. When they saw them, saw us. That's rising up on our feet.
That's us. Okay.
Right. That's why when they see us out there teaching, they look, they fear that.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They fear that. They fear that the most. They fear us waking up that we're the Israelites. Right? They don't fear them. They don't fear the Muslims because the Muslims are pushing their agenda. Right? They push their agenda. Christianity pushes their agenda. Right? That's why when you go to prison, what do? They give you two options. As soon as you walk in the door,
you be a Muslim.
You're gonna be a Muslim or a Christian. Which one you want to be?
No, you're right. Absolutely.
Most of our people, especially Jake or Judah, right? They want to be Muslim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got Ephraim in the northern tribe. They go to Christianity, or they go to Christianity.
Jesus Christ.
Catholicism. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Be like,
you know.
And
I seen and that's the thing about like that. And you want to see some phonies?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them phonies up in there, man. In both of them religions, Christianity and Islam, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Islam, they'll take in like people that's really like more militant.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then the Christian, and I seen some dudes, man, that straight up killers, man. Go to jail, Christianize, man, Jesus this and Jesus that. Soon as they get out, let them beat that case. They go right back on the street and go kill somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Our people use religion as a scapegoat, man. That's why the Most High gonna destroy a lot of them because they playing with the Most High.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're playing with this, and that goes for us too. When you play with this knowledge, man, you can't play with this knowledge, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Either you're gonna be in it, or that's why the scriptures say either be hot or cold. Right? In the book of Revelations, what's that? The 3rd chapter?
No, God fill you out your mouth.
Right. Let's get that real quick. He said, I would that you will be either hot or cold. 3 verse 15. Go ahead.
What was that?
Revelations 3 and 15.
Oh, okay.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 3, verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Right. What does that mean? Break that down, brother.
Meaning kind of like when your house shines.
No, read it and break it down.
Okay, read the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot.
Break that part down. Cold or hot. What does that mean?
is, meaning like you hot for the truth, and then it's like you change your mind, you're not sure about it. Then it's like you don't want to deal with it.
You know it, right?
What's that?
Hot or cold?
Yeah, being hot for the truth.
Yeah.
And what else?
A cold for the truth. Like you said, 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
Nah.
No?
Cold, no. Cold means cold to sin. All right, that's what it means.
Cold.
Right.
I ain't cold to sin.
Right. It means cold to sin. That's what it means. Okay. That's good though, being 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Right.
Yeah.
You being lukewarm. Right. But it's talking about because what is he saying? He's saying, I would that thou art either cold. So you saying cold means what?
Kanye, cold.
Cold.
Right?
What you said?
I'd
cold.
rather be all the way left than to be a little bit left, right?
Right.
Yeah, kind of like what you just saying.
You might as well go all the way. You might as well go Lil Nas X if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, it's kind of
right. He's not telling you to go all the way left.
Right.
He's saying, I would rather that you are cold.
And coming to the truth.
Nah, brother, you listen, brother. All right. He said, I would rather that you were cold or hot. Right? Meaning he wants you to be what? Cold and hot. Right? Meaning cold to what? Cold to he wants you to be cold like an ice cube. Why you think dudes got the name Ice? Right? Ice T, Ice Cube. You know where they get that from? Iceberg Slim. You know who Iceberg Slim is?
Yeah.
Y'all ever heard of Iceberg Slim?
Yeah, the hitman.
He wasn't a hitman. He was a pimp. All right. He wrote a couple books and shit. He was an actual pimp though in the 70s. All right. I suggest you don't read his books though. They might change your life.
Talking about the pimping books.
Yeah. He's,
I was thinking about the other hitman. I was thinking about the hitman.
Yeah. I've read them, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to read them things, man. You start thinking you a pimp, man. You read them, you think you a pimp. Go, you know what I'm saying? But he said in his book, he said the reason why they called him Iceberg because he was cold to the females, man. He ain't used the word female, he used the B word. I ain't gonna use it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to lay off of the cursing so much or the profanity, right? But he said he had that name because he was cold to them. You know what I'm saying? He was cold, man. Meaning, like you ever saw the Mac? You saw the Mac, the movie The Mac? You ever see the Mac? Man, y'all brothers, man. Y'all gotta watch the Mac. You look up the Mac, man.
Yo, what is that? What's
the Mac? That's a movie from the 70s, man.
Yeah,
with Goldie. It's a pimp movie. It's good though. Look it up. Watch the Mac, man. Snoop Dogg he said he got the Mac. He got the Mac always playing in his house 24/7 on a loop. Somewhere in the house, the Mac is playing. Yeah.
They still got it up. So
you can look it up.
So if I look up the Mac,
you look up the Mac. Yeah. But there's a scene in there, right, where one of the chicks, she was like, she ran up to the car. She was like, Goldie, they robbed me. They stole my money. And then he's sitting there, right? He all cool and stuff. He looked at her. He was like, he said, use the B word. He was like, what the hell are you talking about? You think I care about any of that? Get your ass out there and get me my money. Right? And then he just looks forward. He went you see him shake his head. This movie is deep. He shook his head because he knew he was like, damn, that was kind of cold what you just did. Yeah. But I'm gonna shake that off. Like I ain't because that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it just show you how cold he was. So when it says, I would that thou wert either cold, right? Or hot, meaning you got to be cold to sin. Just like how Goldie and Iceberg Slim did them women, in wickedness. They did it in wickedness, right? But you got to do that in righteousness. That's how you got to deal with sin, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be cold to it. Like, man, you got to have that coldness on you, man. Like, man, get the hell out of here, man.
Oh, gotcha. Nah, I got you.
So what's the hot then?
Fuck it.
The hot
I didn't have
meaning
yeah.
hot meaning for the truth, right? When you look up hot, like to give you a good example of something that's hot,
Yeah.
right? Don't think of a fire or a flame. Put a pot of water on the stove and just let the water just boil. That's how you want to be. Then take a top with no spout on it, where the steam comes out. Put that on top of there and see what happens. What's gonna happen?
You're gonna get steamed up.
It's not just gonna get steamed up.
Boil over.
Boil it,
It's not just gonna boil over. If you take a pot of water and put the lid on it, right? Most lids don't have what? A little steam hole, so the steam can come out.
Right.
If you have a pot with no steam hole, you know what's gonna happen? That lid is gonna explode off of the damn pot, man. It might hit the ceiling.
Oh, that's gonna bug over.
You understand?
Yeah, gone.
You know, I don't know if y'all want to do that experiment. You could try it, but you see how a pot of boiling water. Like I remember we had a hot pot, right? And you know them big hot pots that people they got the silver hot pot, the big one. You plug it in. People get the water or they drink coffee or whatever, right? And get the hot water out of it. We had one that had no thermostat. Put the top on, turn the thing on. Yo, the thing would start rocking. Like it looked like it was about to explode. And that's when I thought about, I said, you know what? That's what it means to be hot for the truth. Meaning you can't even contain it, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't contain it. That's how you want to be for the truth. And how do you want to be to sin? You want to be cold as hell, cold as ice to sin. Don't give it no mercy. No room to breathe. Right? Go ahead. So it says, I know thy works, that thou art either cold or hot. I would that thou were cold or hot. See, he said, I want you to be cold, man. Or I want you to be hot. Right? Meaning you have to be both balanced. Right? It says, that's why you read the scriptures, right? It talks about a sword in the New Testament. It says, damn, what is that word? It says tempered, right? It talks about being tempered. It says he that, look the scripture up, he that is tempered in all things. Look that up. Is tempered in all things, something like that. He that striveth for masteries, that's how it goes. He that striveth for masteries is tempered in all things.
Proverbs or something?
No, it's in the New Testament.
New Testament. Oh, okay.
You got it?
What?
No, I never took my though.
You said what? He's at.
He that striveth for masteries.
2 Timothy 2:5.
Yeah, 2 Timothy 2 verse 5.
Probably gonna need the Western the charger on this joint.
Oh, the battery. Yeah, okay.
You got the same chargers I got over there?
Nah, this is, I don't know. Oh, you got a Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah. See if it's the same one. Man, this battery died quick. But it was fully charged. Yeah. What was the scripture again?
2:5, man. 2 Timothy 2:5.
2 Timothy 2 verse 5.
I'm about to write that down now.
Yeah, that's it. We had our time. Oh yeah, it's still kind of early. Is that the old charger or a new charger?
This one.
I can't see. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead, read that out.
All right. This is book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 5. And if a man also strive.
Matter of fact, start from 1.
All right. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Christ Jesus.
Right. It says, thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahweh Shai. Read.
In the
Meaning you got to be strong in that grace. right? You can't, because we in this truth by grace. We are saved by grace, right?
Right.
We're gonna be delivered by grace. So we have to be strong in Yahweh Shai. We can't be weak. We can't allow ourselves to become weak. We gonna go through those stages, but at the end of the day, we have to pick ourselves up. We have to dust ourselves off and be strong, be men, be warriors. You know what I'm saying? We in a battlefield, man. Some brothers gonna get left behind, man. Right? Imagine if we was really in a war and people was really trying to kill us, and you got some dude that's weak, right? That just curls up in a corner somewhere and doesn't want to fight, and he's just sitting there like, like he ain't about, he just want to lay down and let him kill him.
Right.
What we gonna do? We gonna have to leave his ass behind, man. Keep him moving, or beat the hell out of him and get him to get right. Get your ass up. We probably gotta get your fucking ass up, man. Damn, they trying to kill us.
Jack them up, so yeah.
Yeah, jack them up. You see that in war movies, man.
Yeah, they do that though. Yeah.
That's why, like, what my thing is, man. I try to watch like certain movies. I'll be like, yo, you could apply this to the truth. You could apply it to your life, man.
Wow.
I know, there's certain old movies, man. You got to watch them classics, man. You ever watch Full Metal Jacket?
I heard of it.
Got to watch Full Metal Jacket.
Metal Jacket.
It's called Full Metal Jacket, man.
Yeah.
Those are them like the movies, man, that put you in that spirit, man. There was another one, I forgot it was Apocalypse Now. You got to watch Apocalypse Now, man. The dude in the beginning, he's like in a hotel room and he's practicing martial arts, and he's thinking to himself. He says, I got to stay sharp.
Yeah.
Basically he's saying to it in his he's like, yo, I got to keep my mind on the war. He said, I can't get comfortable. He said, because the Viet Cong, they're not comfortable. They're in the jungle. You know what I'm saying? They're still in war. In other words, he got to keep his mind on war, man. Right? You ever saw that? Meaning you can't get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep your head in the game. There's another movie. Y'all probably saw this one. What is it? Dead Presidents.
Yeah, seen that.
Dead Presidents.
Yeah.
Remember when he had the pictures of his kids and his girl and all that?
Yeah.
What his boy told him? He said, man, throw that shit out. He's like, what the hell you doing, man? Looking at them damn pictures, man. He said, that shit gonna get you killed. You gotta keep your mind on here. You can't keep your mind on home. Right? You gotta keep your mind on this battle, man. On this battlefield.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, let's read on. Read that again. Verse 2.
Verse 2. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Christ Jesus.
Read on. Verse 2.
In the things that thou hast heard of me, among many witnesses.
Right. It says, be strong. Right? Be strong in the things that thou hast heard of me, among many witnesses. Just like this knowledge, man. You have to be strong in this truth. You can't be swayed. When the scriptures say, let every man be fully convinced in his own mind. Right? There's certain things that we're fully convinced of.
Sure.
Like that cat we was dealing with on Saturday at camp.
Yeah, that dude,
He said, I used to be an Israelite. I said, how you used to be an Israelite, brother? Either you used to. This ain't no religion, man.
Right.
I used to be. Either you believed it that you are an Israelite, that's your nationality. This ain't a religion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could say, yeah, I'm an Israelite, and don't come into the truth, or don't come into the school and learn. Yeah, I know I'm an Israelite, right? Like y'all was talking about Kodak Black and them. You know what I'm saying? They know they Israelites. They're not here with us. They know the Israelites. You know, that's why I said, man, just because you know you an Israelite, that you know, that's good. But you know, what else you know? You know, what else are you going to contribute other than that? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, read on. Verse 2.
Verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me,
Mm-hmm.
among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men.
The same commit thou to faithful men. There's a lot of things that we know, you know what I'm saying, and not that I know, like a lot of breakdowns and so forth, you know, and I'm very picky of who I'm willing to teach this to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of cats are not faithful. They don't deserve it. We're putting it out there, you know, we're making these videos, you know, and when the spirit, however the spirit moves me to go into certain things that are deep and so forth, I'll do it. You know, I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to hold back the spirit or quench the spirit, you know, but, you know, when it comes to like certain individuals, man, if I feel that you're not worthy, I'm not going to mess, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to break my neck to try to teach this dude, right? Because he's what? He's not faithful, man. Why am I teaching this dude and he's not retaining anything? Right? That's like taking a cup or water and putting it in a vessel that got holes in it. You're not retaining the water, brother. That's why I say don't and there's certain questions I was like, yeah, what does that mean? And the reason why I said that because we went over that before. I remember y'all probably, I guess y'all didn't remember that we went over that certain breakdown. If I'd be like, yo, what that, break that down. You know, 9 times out of 10 is because I brought that out already. And I want to see if you remembered it, if you retained it. So you have to retain your knowledge. You have to retain these things. You know, just don't that's why the scriptures say be a hearer of don't be a hearer of the word, but a doer. You know, go ahead, read on.
Is the things that thou hast heard of me, among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also.
Right, who shall be able to teach others also. That's our main objective, man. We want to teach brothers to bring them to a certain level to where they could go out and become teachers. Right? Each one teach one, man. This is and that was the beautiful thing about One West, you know, and about Masha. Masha never intended this knowledge to just be headed or spearheaded by one individual. He wanted everybody to get it, so that way we could just spread out. You know what I'm saying? So we could spread out and just teach this word everywhere, man. You know, and that's what every teacher job is to do, is to teach brothers and bring them up to a level to where now you got it on your own. You know what I'm saying? You could go out and do your thing, man. Right? Because you soaked everything up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, read on.
Verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier, as Jesus Christ.
Of Yahushua. Right.
Yahushua.
It says, thou therefore endure hardness. That's why I brought out those military movies. You know, if you watch the military movies, man, you see them dudes enduring hardness. Right? Full Metal Jacket. Dude, you know, the drill sergeant. What the hell is your malfunction, soldier? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He get on him, man. Because why? He's making them tough. He's making men out of them. That's how we gotta be in the truth. You know what I'm saying? Brothers come into this truth, man, and I don't care how old you are. A lot of dudes they're not even men, yo. They might have hair on their face, you know, grown, got children, but spiritually, they're not men. A lot of dudes are just boys, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What Nas said, they live in their second childhood. You know what I'm saying? Doing the same thing. Dudes been doing the same thing since he was 16 years old. He's 30 now. In and out of jail, living with moms. You know what I'm saying? You on your second childhood, man. You know, but that's why you coming to this truth. You coming in here, man. We gonna make a man out of you. You know, not giving us no credit, but you know, the spirit of the Most High is really the one that's gonna do it. Yahweh Shah. You know, and use certain brothers as vessels. You know, that's why the scriptures say, somebody that's meek and gentle, right? You give honor to the elders that are meek and gentle, and the ones that are stern. You do both. You don't be like, oh, I like that elder because he's always nice to me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that other elder, now I don't like him, man. Every time I try to talk to him, he just look at me like he want to cut my head off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true talk, man.
Yeah.
True talk.
But brothers might do that, but they still, and they be having love for you, but they look at, like, man, you gotta get your ass right, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you gotta be with eventually with other brothers that you're gonna teach. You gotta have that balance, man. Some brothers you're gonna have to be, humble and meek. Some brothers you're gonna have to be rough with, man. And you gotta know when to balance it out and when to turn it up and when to turn it down, right? But read on, because what is said again? Read that at verse 3.
Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Hamashiach Yahushua.
Right, you gotta endure that hardness, man. Whatever trials and tribulations coming your way, endure that, man. Because what are you? A soldier. Go ahead.
No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
Right, we at war. Being in this truth is a war, man.
Yeah.
This ain't Christianity, brother. This ain't you come in here, we gonna drink and eat and we just gonna chill, talk junk all day, make crack jokes. Nah, brother. It's wartime, man. You know what I'm saying? It's wartime, man. We ain't coming here to play no damn games, man. Like Canelo, like y'all saw the pre-fight with Canelo and the other dude.
I ain't gonna say it.
Yeah, the dude, like, Canelo's funny because he don't really talk junk, right? But the dude came, he was playing games. He came out, with the robe on, messing with Canelo. He started mouthing off a little bit. Canelo said, I'm gonna fuck you up, man. That's all he said. He said, that's it. I'm coming for you now. I'm like, yo, Canelo funny. Like, he don't talk no junk. He talk his junk in the ring, man.
Yeah.
One of them broke that boy eye socket.
Oh, that was that white dude that was okay.
Yeah, he had the robe on, started kind of clown him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Started talking junk to him. Like, he's not the type. Canelo's not the type of dude that talks junk back to you. Like, he'll talk junk, but he is funny when he do it because that you could tell that's really not him. He's just a quiet assassin, man. He'll just knock your head off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. The reason why I brought that up was because, see, Canelo was like the serious one. The other dude was playing, joking, think everything was a game. And he got his eye socket busted up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you warn, you don't entangle yourself with the affairs of this life. Right? Meaning even though we have to deal with worldly things and stuff like that, but it's saying our main objective is this truth. Of course, we're gonna have to deal with work, our relationships with our children. We're gonna have to, and to a certain extent, but our main focus has to be this truth, man. Has to be this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Wow. That's our main focus, man. Because number one, even when you're dealing with you got a wife, you're dealing with a woman, and you got children and so forth. Understand, son, you're not just fighting for your salvation, brother. If you really love them, you gonna deal with this truth. Because that's the only way that they gonna make it up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't make it, your children ain't making it. You know what I'm saying? Your wife ain't making it. Unless they in the truth, right? Because the scriptures say, they could be in the truth and make it. But if And really, if your children are under 12 years old, they gonna be saved by you or through you. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't be saved, then they're not gonna be saved when Yahweh Shai and the angels return. So you always gotta have that in your mind too, man. I'm not just fighting for me, I'm fighting for my family. Right? But go ahead. Verse 4.
Verse 4. No man that warrant entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier.
Right, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. Who are we trying to please?
Yahweh.
Right, Yahweh Shai. That's who we looking to please. We're not man pleasers. Right? The scriptures speak about man being a man pleaser. We're not man pleasers, man. Our thing is to please Yahweh Shai. Right? That's who we looking to please. You understand? That's why we don't when it comes to this truth, man, we're gonna deal with wisdom when we deal with brothers, but we gotta come hard on brothers, man. We coming hard on you, man. Because we represent Yahweh Shai. We gotta make sure brothers are on point, right? And in that right spirit. Go ahead, verse 5.
And if a man also series.
Right, it says, and if a man also, right, to strive for masteries, meaning you a master at something. What are we striving for? Masteries, right? What do we want to master? This Bible, right? We want to master ourselves first and foremost, right? You want to master yourself. That's when. How do you master yourself? When you're cold to sin and you're hot for the truth, right? Nothing can break you, man. Nothing can hold you back. That's the main mastery you want, right? Then it comes to the knowledge, knowing this Bible, knowing the Hebrew, you know what I'm saying, knowing the history. We striving for all these different masteries. You know what I'm saying? You know, they got a saying that says a jack of all trade, but a master of none. You don't want to be that, right? When it comes to this truth, you want to master everything. You know what I'm saying? Even though, certain things we're not going, like the Hebrew, like, we're going to know that on a basic level, because that's all we need it for right now at this time. You know what I'm saying? Is well, I want to say basic. I would say a little bit more advanced than basic, but not mastery. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been studying the Hebrew language for, a long time. I'll say it like that, right? I don't want to put it out there, but I've been studying the Hebrew for a long time, right? But I would never say, yeah, I mastered the Hebrew. Nah, just like I can never say I mastered this book. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know what they say, right? They say if you do something, I think it's 10,000 hours.
You become a master of it.
You become a master. You know what I'm saying? But even though you could master this book, but still not fully mastered, right? We're never gonna do that because it's too advanced. It's a living organism, man. So it's like it's alive. You always gonna learn something. Like you could read a book. Like I told y'all, I used to read a lot of them Illuminati books, right? After a while, I was like, man, I'm not reading these shits no more, man. And I came to the conclusion, man, if you read one of those books, you've read them all. You know what I'm saying? So there's no need for me to keep. And then, certain things I read, I retained it, and other things just, it might be triggered by a memory or something or event, but for the most part, it's like I said, you just read one book, you read them all. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this Bible, right? So the reason why I say that is because once I read that book, I put it down. I don't need to read it no more. It's over. I get a book away. Here, y'all want to read this? Take that. You know what I'm saying? But the Bible is a book. You can read it from cover to cover 100 times. And every time you read it, you're going to get something else out of it. You're going to learn something else. How many times y'all read the Bible from Genesis to Revelations?
think in my lifetime, maybe once.
Yeah.
probably.
Y'all need to try it. Y'all need to do that. Read it from Genesis to Revelations.
Yeah.
Just read the whole Bible. You know, I read the whole Bible, you know, probably 100 times. You know what I'm saying? Read the whole Bible, you know, and then just to read it, just to get all the stories, right? And then you also study, right? Or you read chapters, like start getting into the habit of reading a whole chapter. You know what I'm saying? Like Proverbs. Proverbs, you could read Proverbs one chapter a day for a month, right? How many chapters in Proverbs?
31.
31 chapters.
I think I'm gonna make that a project for myself.
Yeah.
You know,
Pick certain books and say, you know what, I'm gonna read this book. There's the little books, you know, but try to read, like I said, try to just go over Genesis to Revelations, read that whole book, read the whole Bible. You know what I'm saying? Outside your studies. You know, it's sometimes it's hard for me to do that because I'll do it, I'll start it and be like, yo, I gotta research this. And next thing you know, I'm locked into one verse.
That should be happening to me, man.
For a week. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just go down a whole rabbit hole, man.
Yeah.
But that be them good studies periods, man. That be them good studies, man. You know, when the Most High is really dealing with you, you know, when he starts opening certain things up, right? But anyway, let's read this on. I know I'll be rambling sometime. 2 Timothy 2 verse 5, right? It says, if a man also strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully. I thought this was the scripture, brother. Didn't you say this was it? Or is more further down?
What you looking for?
Oh no, that was the one I told you to get. It says
Strive for masteries, right?
Right, strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully. Now there was another one that I was thinking of. When it talks about I thought it said masteries. How does it go? It's temperate in all things. It could be in the same chapter. Temperate in all things.
Temperate.
Yeah. I thought that was it, but it wasn't. That wasn't the scripture. If anybody knows it,
Let me see if I can look at it.
That's 1 Corinthians 9:25.
1 Corinthians 9:25.
That might be what you're looking for.
yeah, that's it.
what you're looking for.
Masteries up. Yeah, you got the masteries is temperate in all things. Up. 9, start at verse 23.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 23. And this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all?
Right, everybody runs in a race. Right, they all run. You see marathon runners, they all running. Go ahead.
Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize?
But there's only one prize. Go ahead.
So run that ye may obtain.
Right, so run that you may obtain. Meaning we run in a race. But is this a marathon?
No.
Yeah, it's a marathon.
Yeah, I'm not talking about.
Yeah, I meant to say, but is this a sprint?
right.
It's not a sprint, right? We're not running a race like Usain Bolt. You know what I'm saying? You want to run a race like I don't know the marathon dudes, but it probably some Hamite because they them Hamites be killing the marathons,
yeah,
man. Them damn what is it? Ethiopians.
Yeah.
Them Ethiopians. Ethiopian man. You watch the Olympics are coming up too, man.
Oh yeah,
Y'all mess with the Olympics?
I used to watch it.
Yeah, I get into the Olympics, but you watch the Olympics, the marathon runners, it'd be all Hamites.
They be too. Like it's nothing.
Them dudes they be running marathons, man.
Yeah.
It'd be like a lot of Sudan type people.
Yeah.
They go tall and dark skinned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They kill the marathons, man. But
Right.
you know, Jake, you know, Israel, we just run fast.
Quick.
Quick. You know, we like a cheetah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh snap.
But it's this one is gonna be something to watch. I want to see what's gonna happen, man, with this whole homosexuality and all this madness, man.
They let transgenders do the
Oh,
Olympics
yeah,
like
kinda.
that.
I don't know, but it's gonna be funny as hell if they do. And you're gonna see, and I'm gonna be pissed off when they start breaking Allison Felix and you know, and what's that Benjamin's sister name? Shelly Ann Fraser.
Yeah. Oh snap.
And they let a damn dude up in there. You know what I'm saying? They gonna break all their records, man.
It's messed up.
It's gonna be messed up, but it's gonna be funny at the same time because I'm gonna be like, man, y'all get what y'all asked for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Y'all don't want to condemn this stuff, but now look, they gonna have them dudes up in the. I know they had some. They talking about some transgender weightlifter that's supposed to be trying out for the Olympics.
Transgender weight.
Sure
Yeah.
doesn't make no sense, man.
I'm done.
And you know he's a grown ass man. Of course he gonna lift more than the females. He gonna break all the damn records, man.
Yeah. So it's not just. It's not equal.
Right.
You know,
But that's what these stupid women get, man. These dumb as hell, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I want to be equal to a man. Women are equal to a.
Yeah.
All right, then.
That's all they talk
Now
about.
you got what you deserve. Now you have transgenders beating you up in the y'all boxing's gonna be done. MMA, they gonna beat y'all up in that. Volleyball, wrestling, like they gonna destroy sports, man, which is good anyway, because that shit is all wicked anyway, man. Even though it's entertaining, but that's what it's for. It's amusement, right? You know where the word amusement comes from? Like amusement park and all that.
Oh yeah.
You know the word comes from? Oh, it comes from amuse means not to think. Muse means to think, right? Means not, right? Amuse, not to think. Yeah. What's the question?
About Dan.
About Dan?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, I have a question. The tribe of Dan, according to the chart, there's no, first of all, there's no such thing as a chart. I don't deal with that. What you talking about? A chart? We call it a sign. All right, that's what I call it. That's what the school called it. In back in the day at One West, this whole thing about a chart. That's what you call new speak. All right, a chart is for unbelievers. It's a sign. It's a prophecy. It says, according to the chart, why they aren't there and what happened to them. The chart. The reason why, because when you read in the book of Revelations, the 7th chapter, it doesn't mention the tribe of Dan. And when you go into the history, it goes into how Dan became so full of idolatry. Like they was heavy into idolatry. And basically what happened was the Most High he never destroyed Dan, but he intermingled Dan within the rest of the tribes. Okay, he intermingled them within the rest of the tribes. And if there is any body from the tribe of Dan left, most likely they're scattered throughout the other nations. But anyway, let's read on. And that's we could go into some scriptures another time dealing with that. But I don't want to go too far off topic. But go ahead. I mean, if y'all would have posted some of these questions in the beginning, then we could have I could have went over that. What he said, you get expelled if you're talking Black Lives Matter. Yeah, that's in the Olympics. I think he's referring to the Olympics. Because it's where is it at? It's in Tokyo, right? Or is it in China this year? Or whenever it's gonna be. It's either Tokyo or China. And they said, if y'all do that, I don't know. If it's China, China gonna lay the smackdown on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if it's China, because China ain't playing none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't playing all that.
Like gay stuff. Yeah, they're not.
I mean, yeah, I don't know about the gay stuff, but I'm saying they're not playing that. That
Tokyo.
it's in Tokyo, so that's in Japan. Yeah, I thought it was in
Oh, it
China.
was supposed to be last year, right?
What? The Olympics? Probably. Did they
Ain't
cancel?
it always on the so it's on the even year, ain't it?
I don't know. It's every 4 years, right? Yeah.
So it's gotta be even. So I think because of last year, it's supposed to be last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tokyo.
Yeah. Yeah, because they don't want no dissension. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they don't the other countries, they don't allow their citizens to like protest like that, to rise up against the government. You know what I'm saying? They ain't playing that, man. You know?
Oh yeah.
2022 winter is in Beijing.
Okay, the winter one's in
Yeah.
Beijing. Okay, that's in China. Yeah, China ain't going for that gay stuff, most likely. Tokyo's
Japan.
yeah, that's Japan. They kind of like Americanized over there a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's go to let's finish that out.
All right. This is the book of First Corinthians, chapter 9, verse start at 24. Or let me see.
Now you read 24?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Start
25.
25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is
Right.
temperate.
It says, and every man that striveth for mastery is temperate. Go ahead.
In all things.
Right. And the word temperate means balanced. Meaning every man that striveth for masteries, right? We talk about the masteries, mastering the Bible, right? Mastering yourself, mastering certain things, elements within this truth. You striving for it, meaning you strive means to what? Fight for it. So you fighting for it as a good soldier of the Most High, right? It says it's temperate. The word temperate means balanced in all things. What does it mean to be temperate? Meaning when you take a sword, you ever heard of tempered steel?
Yeah.
Temperate steel. You know what that means? It means it's hot and it's cold. That's how you get temperate steel. When you take steel and you forge it, it's hot, right? It's red. It's like a red bar, right? Or it's hot where the steel looks like it's on fire, right? It's red.
Yeah.
And you take it and you dump it in ice cold water. That's where you get the tempered steel from. Meaning it's hot and then you hit it with that water, ice cold water, right? And now it becomes tempered. It's balanced. It's balanced steel. You understand? Go ahead, read on.
Says that and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
Right, they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. This is those that run this race, that run a marathon, right? Or that run in races, that do certain things in sports, boxers and so forth, right? Certain sports athletes, right? I used to always like using the some of my favorite sports athletes to use as examples, right? Which was Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? Kobe, Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson he studied the art of war. He read almost every war book that you could think of, man. You know what I'm saying? This dude is a genius when it comes to history. Knowing about Alexander, Hannibal, like all type of stuff, man, that you would never assume. But this dude was so focused on his craft that he studied every bit of warfare, right? Trained like crazy under Costamato and so forth. And then you have, one of my other good, favorite examples was like Kobe Bryant. This dude, nobody outworked him, man. Nobody outworked him. You know what I'm saying? But he did all that. They did all that for what? For a corruptible crown, right? That's why, like when they interviewed Tyson, the dude, I don't know if y'all saw that interview. He said, "What did these belts mean to you?" He said, "This." He took the belt and said, "Man, this is garbage, man. That's garbage, man. That don't mean nothing to me no more. I gave my whole life up for this garbage right here." That's how he felt about his own belts. You know what I'm saying? Because why? That crown was a corruptible crown. I mean, it looks good now, but it's gonna fade away. Time will make it fade away.
Right.
But us, what? We done?
But we an incorruptible.
See, we want that incorruptible crown. That's the kingdom. That's when Yahweh Shai return to this earth and subdue this earth and build this earth up in righteousness. We're gonna have that incorruptible crown that's gonna be forever. Go ahead. Verse 26.
Verse 26. I therefore so run.
Right, we have to run. We have to run in this race. But it's a marathon, meaning we have to pace ourselves. We have to be smart, pace ourselves. You know, you see some cats that come into the truth and they become super Israelites overnight. You know, not saying all of them, but sometimes, man, I'll be like, you gotta watch that dude, man. He's moving too fast in this thing. It's not good. He's gonna burn himself out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you can't come in and you know, you're supposed to come in and be hot for the truth, right? But some dudes is you have to build up that, you have to build your stamina, man.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You have to build your stamina. You know, you have to you have to humble yourself down. A lot of cats don't do that, man. They come into the truth, they're super Israelites, they know every breakdown, you know, they want to go and start their own camp. Man, you how long you known the truth? A year? You ain't even talk, you ain't even come up on, you ain't even learn from no elder one-on-one. You ain't join no camp, you ain't do none of that. Everything you learned from is off of the YouTube, man, the internet. Now you want to go out and do this? All right. You're gonna burn, you know, we'll see what happens, brother. Good luck. You know, we don't believe in luck, but you know, for the lack of other words, you know.
Yeah.
May the force be with you, brother. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly.
Right, not as uncertainly, meaning you don't run with doubt. Right? You run in belief, man. You're not uncertain. You have to have that faith, man. That crown is there. It's waiting for you. You just gotta reach it. You know, you just gotta get it, man. You know what I'm saying? You put that work in, you're gonna get it. You gotta have that faith. You know what I'm saying? That crown is yours. Go ahead.
So fight.
Right.
I.
So fight. Meaning we have to constantly fight, man. We fight what? Everything that's around us, all the negativity, everything that's trying to keep us away from righteousness. And it happens to all of us, man. You know what I'm saying? Some, you know, and sometimes you it's not always good to wear your heart on your sleeve too. I'm gonna say like that. You know what I'm saying? Meaning you fighting, but you supposed to be like, I'm good. Even though inside I'm fighting, man. Right? Because why? We have to be an example to the flock. We have to be an example for brothers coming in. We can't be like, yeah, man, you know, I'm catching hell, man. Them demons got me. Yeah, brother. You know, what? You know what I'm saying? Like you come to me with that, I'll be like, all right, brother, you know, just hang in there. You know what I'm saying? Give you some scriptures and words of encouragement. And then you come back. But by the third time, brother, I'm probably gonna curse you out, man. Fuck you, brother. What the fuck you talking about, man? You better get your ass up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, did I give you them scriptures? So what did you read them? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is and that's how you gotta be, man. Even Paul said that. He said, man, look, he said I came once, I came twice. He said the third time I would not spare. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Says, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air.
Right. We're not fighting like somebody that beats the air. Meaning we're not fighting for no reason. Right? We're not fighting for no reason. We're not fighting with no goal in front of us. We're fighting for reason. We're fighting for that crown. We're fighting for that kingdom. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We want to see Esau fall, man. We want to see him fall. We want to be beamed up in them ships. All right? What time is it?
10:45.
Okay. We'll probably close up in a few. But let's that's good right there. Let's try to get back to the other scriptures. Go to Daniel's. Go back to Daniel's.
Daniel's 12. And let's see where we was. The one that shall be found. I guess we're starting at 1 again. We didn't really get to 1 yet.
Go ahead, read 1.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. Salakia. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered.
Right. At that time thy people shall be delivered. Go ahead.
Every one that shall be found written in the book.
Everyone that shall be found written in the book. This is parabolic talk, hip talk, basically. Now, it's not that there's an actual book in the heavens. They don't need a book, right? It's in their it's in their mind, it's in their spirit. Yahweh don't need a book. Bring me the book so I can see who's gonna be delivered. He don't need that. You know what I'm saying? It's already here, right?
Right.
He knows in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? He knows already. He knows everything. But it's just hip talk. You know what I'm saying? Parabolic talk, right? Everyone that's written in that book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Go ahead.
Almost,
Yeah.
so it's almost like the whole show already know who's making it. That's in
Right.
the life, but we just don't know.
We don't know if we're gonna make it, right? That's that. Yahweh Shai knows everything. There's only one thing that he doesn't know is when he's gonna return. But everything the Father knows, he knows. You know what I'm saying? Other than when the Most High is gonna allow him to deliver his saints. Yahweh Shai don't know that, right? But we know that it's gonna happen soon. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake.
Right, and the word dust meant confusion, and it also means is dealing with that reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? It's dealing with that reincarnation. So it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. Go ahead.
Some to everlasting life.
Some people gonna wake up to everlasting life. You want to be part of that.
Yeah.
You coming from the dust, right? Meaning the confused state. You was once in the world, right? Thought you was black, thought you was Puerto Rican, thought you was Jamaican, Haitian, whatever, right? Now you woke up, now you're Israel, you're keeping the laws to the best of your ability. You're teaching your people. You know what I'm saying? You're no longer being wicked. You know what I'm saying? You're not selling drugs, you're not using drugs, you're keeping us dietary laws, right? Why? Because you want everlasting life. That's how you're going to prove to the Most High that you're worthy of that, right? So it says some to everlasting life. And like I said, it's twofold. It's also dealing with reincarnation. This generation now, you know what I'm saying? The generation that's going to be here when Yahweh Shai return is the same exact generation that was there with him 2,000 years ago. The believers and the non-believers. That's why he said, every eye shall see him. In Revelation, the 1st chapter, the 7th verse. He said, every eye shall see him. And they also which pierced him. Meaning what? The ones that nailed his hands to that tree. That nailed his feet to that tree. The ones that took them thorns and pierced his skull with them thorns, with the crown of thorns. They gonna see him. The ones that stabbed him in the ribs, right? To make sure that he was dead. They're gonna see him. How are they gonna see him? Because they're gonna be walking around alive. They're gonna be born and come back in a reincarnation. And when Yahweh Shai returns, all that is going to be put in their memory. They're going to actually see the vision and see the memory of them doing these things. Right? They're going to have that, man. And be like, oh, shit, I was the one that nailed him to the cross. I was the one that pierced his skull. I was the one that smote him and said, prophesy to us which one of us hit you.
Yeah, that's mostly Edomites that did that, right? The Romans.
Yeah, but Jake too. You know what I'm saying? Jake was there too. You know what I'm saying? You had, we don't know if it's Edomites or Jake that nailed him to the cross. You know what I'm saying? We know Pilate was the one that gave the order to put him up there, right? He tried to wash his hands of it, which that ain't gonna work. Your hands are still filled with blood. Pilate's hands are still filled with blood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So he probably thinking that.
But you had soldiers that were Jake, that was in the Roman army. That's the thing about the Roman army back then. It's just like America. They had soldiers that were Israelites. They had soldiers that were Hamites. They had soldiers that were Edomites. They had soldiers from all nations, man. You know what I'm saying? The top generals and so forth, they were all Edomites. You know what I'm saying? Some of them were Jake too. You know, that's how Rome eventually fell. You know, which was Servius Septimius. You ever heard of Servius Septimius? Yeah, Servius Septimius was a black Roman gladiator who became a general in the Roman army. And he's the one that overthrew the Roman army. He was the first or the principal one. I don't know if he was actually the first. There's some debate on that. That it was actually before that Rome, certain Jakes rose up and started taking Rome down. But Rome was basically taken down by Jakes. You know what I'm saying? Servius Septimius, right? Took them down, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's read on.
We ain't done, right? That last part. It said, some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
So some people gonna wake up, right? You're gonna wake up in the truth. Some of us are here for shame and everlasting contempt. Some is waking up for everlasting life. The same thing with the reincarnation. This the last generation that's here when Yahweh shall return. Some are gonna are here to be delivered, and some are here for everlasting shame. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament.
Right. And the word, when you look up that word wise in this scripture right here, it means teachers. So it's saying, and they that be teachers shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. You know what I'm saying? That's why these dudes that they want to bash camps, and I'm not I don't do camps, and if you have a bad experience with a certain camp or whatever, maybe it's your fault that you chose some cats choose camps like too quick. Right? It's like the scriptures tell you, try the spirit by the spirit, man. Some dudes want to, they come into Israel, they just jump in the first camp they see. Nah, try these camps, man. Some camps, man, brothers are just, they're not totally organized, or there's certain, things that's going on, but you gotta search and see where you fit in at, man. Just don't if you have a bad experience someplace, or just don't put a blanket on everybody, because everybody's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers fall out of a camp because man, they too rough over there, man. They don't let me do what I want to do. So now you fall off. Now, I ain't doing no camps no more. Well, that's because you hide. Now you just hiding, brother. Right? I'm just give you certain scenarios of why cats say they don't deal with camps. Right? Now, if you just one of them dudes that you never dealt with a camp and you never will deal with a camp, then maybe that's just your spirit, or maybe that's because your ass is hiding for something else, man. How you gonna knock something that you ain't never tried? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying try something in wickedness. right? Because you can't use that for wickedness, right?
Right.
Some people say, man, I eat anything once. Nah, man, that's wicked. You know what I'm saying? But as far as dealing with brotherhood and dealing with this knowledge and dealing with waking up your people, you can't condemn all camps and you never even been in a camp. You never even tried it out. See how the brotherhood is.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that we build and the scriptures say, it says that iron sharpeneth iron and so forth. Other than that, the main reason to join the camp, right, is for the brotherhood, man. For the unity. You know what I'm saying? For the brotherhood, not being left alone. Not being out there alone. That's like a soldier. We brought up them scriptures of being being in war. How you a soldier and you ain't got no men around you. How you a soldier and you out there by yourself? What the hell are you, Rambo? You think you Rambo?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Rambo was fake, man. That was made up. But anyway, let's read on.
Verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
Right, that turn many to righteousness. How you going to turn many to righteousness?
All right.
That's why, brother, the spirit, the Most High opened up this YouTube avenue to brothers to turn many to righteousness. We go out there and teach these camps. We go out there and teach and turn many to righteousness. Go ahead.
And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
But thou, O Daniel,
read.
Shut up the words and seal the book.
Right. This book right here, this Bible, right? Spiritually has seals on it. Has 7 seals on this book, man. That can't be opened. It can't anybody can't just open the book and read the book and say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be delivered. I'm a man of the Lord." You know what I'm saying? You got homosexuals that could pick up the Bible and read the Bible, right? Edomites that pick up the Bible and read the Bible. That don't make them men of the Lord, right? It says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book," meaning the understanding of this Bible has been sealed and shut, and it's being opened now in these last days. And we read about earlier about the get that again, Revelations, this 11 and 11, so we can finish that verse off.
Got you.
Go ahead.
This is book of Revelations, chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh enter into them.
Right. That's when the understanding, the seals began to break off of the book. Was after those 3 days and a half. You understand? Them seals, the 7 seals started breaking. And slowly we started learning more. We started understanding more. We started getting more secrets. Go ahead.
And they stood upon their feet.
And we began to stand upon our feet. Yeah, we're the Israelites. What Kendrick said, he said, "Don't call me black no more."
Right.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm an Israelite. Don't call me black no more." We standing upon our feet, man. That's not us. We not these bywords. We're not Puerto Rican. We not Dominican. We not Haitian. We not black. We are Israelites.
Right.
Go ahead.
And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right. The great fear is these other nations, specifically Esau and the other nations. They fear this thing, man. Like I said, they don't fear if you wake up or not wake up, but if you stay asleep and join Islam or Christianity, or you want to go out there and be a gang member and kill your own people, they don't fear that. They don't fear if you want to, run around and just be a damn gremlin in the street. They want you to continue to be that. They don't want you to be righteous, man. Why you think all the music in the whole music industry is geared toward our people killing each other, our women being whores?
Yep. True.
Right? They want the men to be fake gangsters, fake killers, right? Because that's who's giving you rap music now. Well, it's always been like that. You know what I'm saying? Bunch of fake ass gangsters, fake ass Takashi 6ix9ine gangsters niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as they get money, now they go get a gun. Now they killers. Want to wave guns in the videos and all that. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven.
Right. That's when Yahweh Shai and the angels are going to return. So they heard a great voice from heaven. Go ahead.
Saying unto them, come up hither.
Come up here. Read.
And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
What was that cloud?
Chariots.
A chariot, man. A so-called UFO. Read.
And their enemies beheld them.
Meaning our enemies, which are who? The other nations. And Jake. Jake our enemy too. You know what I'm saying? They're not in this, they're the enemy, man. You know, our job, right now it's like they're behind enemy lines and we're trying to, you know, win them back. But at the end of the day, man, if they don't wake up, if they refuse this knowledge, then they're the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Technically, yeah, they're your enemy because they'll try to do anything they can to get you away from this, to get you out of this. Go ahead.
In the same hour.
And in the same hour, it's going to take how long for this place to go down? 60 minutes. Go ahead.
Was there a great earthquake?
That great earthquake is going to be caused by the nuclear bombs. When you read in the book of Isaiah, it tells you that the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Meaning that because you know how many nuclear bombs this man got? He got thousands, if not millions, man. He got a warhead. He got warheads that have 1,000 bombs on it. You know what I'm saying? Nuclear bombs. Right? You know how big a warhead is? A warhead on a missile? It's about as big as this room. It could be as big as this room.
That's wow, huge, man.
Huge.
Crazy.
Missiles are not small. They're not the size of your car, brother. They're the size of about 20 cars. Intercontinental ballistic missiles. A warhead this size, right, might have 100 bombs on it. Nuclear bombs, right? That might be the size of, you know, this book, right? They got stuff, man, size of this book, man, to blow the whole Connecticut, the whole Hartford, or the whole damn what is that? Hamden, New Haven. Yeah. Blow this whole thing up, man. You know, when you look at the first bombs that was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they called them Big Boy and Little Ben. And them things was big, and there was only one bomb. Right? You know, the technology of this man has grown so much that he's able to take those bombs and make them into something this big as of a damn book. Right?
Wicked.
Yeah.
Well,
right. Go ahead.
Verse 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell in the earthquake.
Right, that's good right there. Oh no, finish that out. There's a little bit more.
Were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted.
Right.
And
right. It says, and were slain of men 7,000. Now the word 7 just means completion. It's not talking about an actual number that is only gonna be 7,000. The words, the number 7 just represent completion, meaning men are going to be completely destroyed, right? Or to a certain level, right? Because what you got to understand too is that there's still going to be people left on this earth. Not everybody is going to be totally destroyed, right? But these kingdoms, all these kingdoms are going to be totally destroyed. This is why this hasn't been a war yet between Russia and America, or China and America, or North Korea, South Korea and America.
Wow.
Right? You know why? Because there's a thing called mutual destruction. Meaning, if you destroy me, I will destroy you. They're gonna destroy each other, man. Right? So if Russia and America ever went to war, there's gonna be no winner.
Right. All gonna lose.
They all will lose.
Yeah,
right? And every war that's really been fought has been fought between Russia and America. They're called proxy wars. So Russia and America been having proxy wars since the Cold War, man. Right? For a long time. They've been having little proxy wars all over the planet. And it hasn't stopped, and it's not gonna stop. And eventually they gonna go all out. All right. Well, go ahead, finish that out.
Level 14. Go to God. Verse 14. The second woe is part.
No, finish that verse. You skipped something in that verse.
13. Verse 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted.
It said, and the remnant were affrighted, meaning the brothers that are taken up in those ships. We're gonna be seeing these bombs going off while we in the ships. While we're delivered, we're gonna be seeing all the destruction, all the explosions. We're gonna be seeing the Statue of Liberty getting blown up, all these land, these monuments and so forth getting blown up. Christ and the angels return. You understand? All these kingdoms falling, crumbling, turning into dust. We're gonna be looking and saying we're gonna be afraid.
Jeez.
We're gonna be affrighted, and then do what?
And gave glory to the Yahweh of heaven.
Right, and then we're gonna go and give glory to the Most High, meaning we're gonna praise the Most High for delivering us from that destruction. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna praise the Most High, thank the Most High for not leaving us down there.
Yeah, that's gonna be a mighty praise, because if I make it, I'm giving him all the praise, full praise and glory.
Right.
Because I could have, you know what I mean? You could have been part of that one that died and not make it.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, that'll be a lot of praise. A lot of praise.
Yep. But go back to Daniels. We're gonna finish that off, and then we're gonna close up from there.
Is this my water? My bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words.
Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button too, man. Hit that like button. Go ahead.
But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
Right. What time are we in? We're in the time of the end. That's the time we in. The end time. The book was sealed. It has 7 seals on it. And now the seal started being broken off. 1970, the brothers opened up that school on 1 West and started breaking them seals, man. Book started opening up to us. The secrets started being known. Go ahead.
Many shall run to and fro.
Right. Many shall run to and fro. Go ahead.
And knowledge shall be increased.
Meaning, if you look at how knowledge has increased, right? Look at the knowledge, the knowledge in the world, right? All this stuff, cell phones and all that, planes, helicopters, cars. This is knowledge increasing. Knowledge is increasing at an exponential rate, right? You know how science is, how technology grows. I forgot what it's called. There's a word for it. There's a word for it, but what happened? It paused.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's stuck or whatever. It's still moving though, because it's on mine.
Oh yeah, the thing. Yeah, but the how you say the way science grows, right? There's a word for it. It's not gonna come to me right now. I forgot what they call it, but it basically this is how technology grows, right? It's 1 + 1 = 2, right? 2 + 2 = 4. 4 + 4 = 8. 8 plus 8 equals 16. That's how technology is growing. So every I think it's every 2 years, it grows like that. So since what 1960, since the 50s, it's been growing, right? So we're like at 2 million plus 2 million is 4 million. Like that's where we're at in the level of technology. There's a word that they use for that. I forgot what it's called, but it's a term, it's a terminology. But that's how everything is growing. You know what I'm saying? So technology is just moving fast, man. Right? So it says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So knowledge has increased. It's being increased at a fast rate, more than any other rate in the history of this planet. Remember, 100 years ago, people were still living like they was in the dark ages, right? That like they was living in the ancient world. Everything was horse and buggy. You know what I'm saying? There was really no technology. Then technology started coming, right? Technology started coming and changed the world. And really, you know how technology evolved? It evolved through war. War evolved and created all this technology through warfare, man. Right? Let's go to read on. Verse 5.
Verse 5. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two.
These were two other angels. So you had Yahweh Shai, right? We already proved that was Yahweh Shai. And then he had what? Two more angels with him. Go ahead.
The one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river.
Mm-hmm.
And one said to the man clothed in linen.
So one of the angels began to speak to the man clothed in linen. Remember, they didn't mention him as Yahweh Shai, but we know that when we search the scriptures, we see that this was Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Which was upon the waters of the river. How long shall it be to the end of these wonders?
He said, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? When is the end? Go ahead.
And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time,
which is one. Go ahead.
Times,
which is two. Go ahead.
And a half.
So you have 1 plus 2 and a half, which is what? 3.5. Goes back to that 350. That 350 years. Right? Which shall be for a time and a half a time. Go ahead.
And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people.
Right. When he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people. This is going back to Thessalonians, right? When it says that time shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So that's that time. Go ahead.
All these things shall be finished.
Then all these things shall be finished. Go ahead.
And I heard, but understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end.
Right. He told him that's you can't know that right now. It's sealed until the time of the end. Now we know, because the seals have been broken. Read.
Many shall be purified.
Many gonna be purified. Meaning you come into this truth. When you first come into this truth, you're not pure. You filled with all type of demons and wickedness, but you become pure, become purified through the words, through the keeping of the laws, right? Through the faith in Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Many shall be purified and made white and tried.
And made white. meaning white symbolizes clean, being cleansed, and tried. Tried, how are you tried? You tried in a furnace of affliction. You tried by fire. Go ahead.
But the wicked shall do wickedly.
But the wicked is going to continue to be wicked. They're going to continue to do wickedly, man. They're going to continue to cut, and I'm speaking about cats coming into the truth. They're going to continue to try to cut corners. You know what I'm saying? They're going to continue to try to, put the truth on a back burner, right? Go ahead.
But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand.
Right, and that's dealing with these Christians, these Muslims. None of them understand this book. They don't see what's going on. Go ahead.
But the wise shall understand.
But the wise shall understand. The teachers shall understand. Read.
And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away.
Right, that time was in 70 AD. That was the time that the daily sacrifice was taken away. Go ahead.
And the abomination that maketh desolate set up.
Right, when Esau sets himself up in the land of Israel, which he's done. Right, he did it again in 1949 when the Edomites went over there to claim to be Jews and set up the state of Israel. Go ahead.
There shall be 1,290 days.
Right, there shall be 1,290 days. And when you do the math to that, it goes back to 350. All right, 3.5. Go ahead.
Blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days.
Right, go ahead.
But go thou thy way till the end be.
When he's telling Daniel, this is the angel telling Daniel, right? Yahweh Shai. But go thou thy way till the end be. Talking to Daniel, go ahead.
For thou shalt rest.
So he's gonna rest, meaning what? He's gonna die. He's not gonna see this at his lifetime, right? It's like all the prophets. They wasn't gonna see this. They was gonna what? They was gonna die. He said, but go thou thy way until the end be, for thou shalt rest. Go ahead.
And stand in thy lot at the end of the days.
So at the end of the days, what's going to happen? They're going to be resurrected, right? Come back in the reincarnation and stand in their lot in the end of days. Meaning Daniel, if he come back in the reincarnation, he's going to become a prophet. He's going to be a prophet. All the prophets that come, and I believe all the prophets came back. All the prophets are going to be here, man. Most High gonna give them that blessing, man. That the ancient prophets, you know what I'm saying? They gonna be here, man. When Yahweh Shai and the angels return, I believe some brothers they got the spirit of them ancient prophets, man. We don't know who they are, you know what I'm saying? But some cats, man, they got that they got that same spirit that them ancient prophets had, man. You know that means Jeremiah, Isaiah, they all back here. We don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? But they're standing in their lot at the end of days. Meaning when they come back, they always gonna come back as a prophet. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, and yeah. So with that, man, I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all got something out of this video. I know there was a couple questions I kind of like touched on them a little bit, but brothers had asked some questions before you asked that question, so I wasn't able to. I didn't want to just jump off topic and just get into that, right? But perhaps I might do the breakdown on that on another time. But thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to comment, like, and share. So with that, brothers, I'm gonna say shalom.
Shalom.